Hey, another great huge week we're after having. So if this is your first time on the channel, very big welcome. This is Tommy here with Trading with Harmony. So we're going to be going through all of the trades for this week and then for the predictions for next week. So I'll see you in a bit. Thanks. Okay then, so the euro dollar then, last week then we were talking about a move down to the actual weekly trend line here. So let's go into the 4 hours and see how this played out. Okay then, so last week then we finished here at this point, and what I was talking about was that we were looking for price to continue down south to hit our TP, which it did. It came down and hit our actual TP, being the actual 1.1970. So what we are looking for then for this week then is that if we can get price then, quite possibly, because we're after getting two moves down south, so what we're looking at then a bit more of a retracement back up into this area before we're going to be looking for a once price then holds at this area and then continues down south. So just in case it might come back up a bit deeper, so we're definitely looking at the price to hold at this point here at the 1.2140, and then to continue down south to hit our new TP level, being the actual 1.1830 in the euro dollar. Okay then, so the pound dollar then, we can see here then, last week we were talking about that looks like we're after hitting a nice weekly support, which was up here, and we're going to look for a actual retracement back, even though the market is overall actually bullish. So we did get that. It came down, it's coming down south. So let's go into the 4 hours and have a look at our setups. Last week then we finished here at this point, and what I was talking about then was that if we can get it for a better risk reward, if we can get price to continue up a bit and then to come down, so it nearly came down and hit our TP. So I'm looking for this week then quite possibly we'll get a bit of a retracement before we can come down and hit our actually TP, being the 1.3758 in the pound dollar. Okay then, so the dollar yen, we can see here then that the bulls are back in place. So last week then I was talking about where actually the actual market had finished above and our actually weekly bearish line, given the heads up that it looks like that we're going to be getting a bullish move this week, which we did. We got a beautiful bullish move this week as predicted. And now let's go into the 4 hours and have a look at our setups. Okay then, so last week then we finished here at this point, and what I was talking about then, we were looking for price, is you can see here where it was just hesitating just at the start of the week before it actually stormed up and hit our actual target. The target then exactly on the nose, a actual 108.55. So for this week then, what we are looking for is quite possibly we'll get a bit more of a retracement before price continuing up to hit our new TP level, being the actual 109.74 in the dollar yen. The dollar Canadian then, so this week then basically we're after getting a sideways week. So we can see here then price has just been pretty much going sideways in this week, and specifically it's in our actually weekly support line and our weekly resistance. So let's go into the actual 4 hours. Last week then we finished up here, and what I was talking about then, we were looking for a nice retracement back into our actual structural area, being the actual 1.2588, and which it did. It came back into here twice actually and holded it at that structural level, and so it is actually struggling this week, we can see. But so again, for this week coming then, what I'm looking for is for price then to hold in this actually structural area before continuing up north and hitting our actually resistance line. And once it breaks that, then I'm looking at then for it to continue up and to hit our actually TP this week and beyond, the actual 1.2917 in the dollar Canadian. So the euro yen then. So overall, long term, we have the actual market, which is actually bullish, and so there is a bit of hesitation up here at the moment here. So let's go into the 4 hours and look at the actual setups, which I was talking about last week, and see how it's faring out. Okay then, so last week then we actually finished here at this point, and what I was talking about then, we were looking for a actual move down actual south, so it didn't come down exactly to our TP level, but then we got it moved back up and it's been going kind of sideways here. So I am still looking for a actual move down actual south down to our TP level for this week, actually the 127.85. So the actual pound Aussie then is another actually pair that has been actually pretty much going actually sideways again actually from the close of last week. But so let's go into the actual 4 hours and have a look at our setups. So last week then we finished up here nicely, and what I was talking about then was that we're looking for a actual nice retracement into this structural level, which it did. It came in and hold at this area, and it is then at the finish of this week actually has been trying to push back up. So again, what I'm looking at then, quite possibly the price will come back down into this actually structural area here, and once it holds at this area, I'm looking for price then to continue back up to our actually TP level, being the actual 1.8250 in the pound Aussie. Okay then, so gold then, we can see here the actual price is within our actually descending channel, and so it's actually moving down south still, and which I've been talking about last week and the previous weeks. So let's go into the actual 4 hours and have a look at our setups. So gold then actually last week then had finished here at this point, and what I was talking about then was we can get a bit more of a risk reward better entry. Price did come back up into this area, and then before continuing down and hitting our TP, being the actual 1695. So for this week then, what I'm looking for then, quite possibly we're going to get a bit more of a actual retracement up into this structural area here, and once it holds the actual at least below this actually 1760, then we're still in the actual bearish move overall, but quite possibly I think that it should come up at least into this area before we're going to get a move down to our new TP level, being the actual 1650 in gold. The Dow Jones then, we can see here that the actual overall, the actual in the daily, the actual market is actually bullish overall, and then we got a bit of an actual sideways week here this week actually, but a great week actually as well. So let's go into the actual 4 hours and have a look at our setups. Okay then, so last week then we finished here at this point here, and what I was talking about then was that we were looking for a bit more of a better risk reward and down to our target, which it did. So price did come up here and then came down and hit our actual TP level, being the actual 3654. So then for this week then, for a better risk reward, if we can get price then to come into this actual area here, and quite possibly then once it holds at this area here within this boundary, we are looking for price then to continue back up north and to hit our new TP level, being the actual 31,950 in the Dow. So another great week then overall, then a great week it was. So guys, don't forget then to subscribe to the channel, give the thumbs up, and any comments you may have about anything that we are doing here at Trading with Harvey. Okay then, so have a great week coming, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.